There was that one quote you showed me, remember? You said Ferrari is always going to build one car less than the demand.
Imagine if Porsche does that, it's like, okay, who cares?
Everybody want to know what I would do if I didn't win. I guess we'll never know.
If we go into like a global recession or even worse, or stagnation for years and years, will Tesla, being a premium vehicle, premium product, suffer? So I was ready to say that, yes, I could see it suffering if we go into a serious recession. But then I said, oh, but maybe it won't suffer. Maybe it has or will have recession-proof status, like we've spoken about with Ferrari, our beloved Italian company, and the other beloved Italian company, Moncler. Maybe just wrap up on, is Tesla recession-proof? And then we can transition to our favorite beautiful Italian company.
I think the Tesla itself can be recession-proof in terms of business for the simple fact that it has such a huge demand that even if they increase the prices, people will still want them. Then we have to speak about, okay, what degree of the recession we are talking about. Because if we are getting to a point where people actually need the money, they are doing the deposit to get the car, and okay, no, I forget the car, I just need this money to survive. That is another topic. So overall, Tesla has the characteristic of a business that can do very well into a difficult time. What you need to have is a pricing power. Tesla definitely has more pricing power than the alternatives. I can't say competitor because they're just alternatives that don't really have pricing power, because if you have a stupid Fiat 500 and you make it 40,000 euros, maybe you can sell some of them, but the aggregate people just buy Fiat because it's a good car at a good price. There is no sense of feeling of, oh, I have a Fiat.
Yeah, there's no premium.
You buy
there's
a car.
Premium. Yeah, exactly.
And when you buy a car, it means that your product is just, okay, I'm sure that in 10 years' time, it will be absolutely normal to buy a Chinese car. In the same way, right now, it is absolutely normal to buy like the tooth brush from China, which is actually much better than the Philips and so on. This from experience, like 10 euros, 15 euros. The Spazzolino works much better than 100 euros Philips one. And I'm 100% sure that this will happen for the cars. Also, Sandy Moreau said that.
Really?
But,
so what does that mean? Sorry, the Chinese companies, we're talking about having an inflow of Chinese car companies in North America and Europe?
Yes.
Because I never heard that, and I'm not sure if I believe it. Yeah, go ahead.
He mentioned that what happened at the beginning with Japanese cars will happen with Chinese cars. In America, at the beginning, you had the monopoly of Ford, and basically that's it. Then also General Motors. They were fixed with the idea, we build the big cars. What happens? They completely ignored and actually ditched, and I say, the small affordable segment. Guess what? The Japanese came in, and in no time they took a lot of market share. The same can happen with Chinese cars, because right now on the electric side they are far ahead than Fiat, Peugeot, and so on. You see BYD, NIO. I'm not a fan of NIO, but they're making good products. And the alternatives are not good enough, in my opinion. Let me ask you, is a Mercedes recession-proof? In my opinion, not as much as a Tesla, neither as a Ferrari. Because a Mercedes is that car that is good enough, is a luxury enough, is not really luxury. Is quite luxury. I just show you that I'm above the average. The true luxury that is not affected by slowdowns are or the niche, the high end, or a niche that is not covered by anyone else. And we have two beautiful examples. Ferrari is the niche of a niche, differently from Porsche, which is one step above Mercedes, BMW.
Yeah. Yes.
But it's still that luxurious that, you know what? If you buy a good Mercedes or a Porsche, there is not much difference. If you buy a Porsche or you buy a Ferrari, in my opinion, there is already a difference. Then I received on Twitter comments like, oh yes, but you buy a Porsche because you like to drive, and the Ferrari is to show off. I don't say, if you pay that much for a Porsche, it means that you want to show off. If you show off, show it well.
Yeah, but hold on, it's not even this. I don't know. I don't want to offend any even people. I don't have a Porsche or Ferrari, but I wonder if some people, Porsche guys, would be offended by that. You say, I want to say that the Porsche is not even at the Ferrari level. Just because you can afford a Porsche doesn't mean you can afford a Ferrari. Like I could buy it. I don't know. I can almost buy a Porsche. I could dream about a Porsche, but a Ferrari is like 3 dreams away. So I still say the Ferrari is much higher. Beautiful, but the Ferrari is much higher. And by the way, they finished second and third place today in Singapore. Shout out Ferrari. Leclerc and Sainz, but second and third.
Thankfully, no other disasters. That's the reputation of Palantir in play.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, I just want to say, I see Ferrari as levels above Porsche, but yeah.
Yeah, but that is what makes the difference. There's a chart I saw in the past that during bad times you have luxury keeping value quite okay, but not too much. You have Ferrari increases in value. That is something that or your products are unique, or you risk of being not purchased. And the beauty of Ferrari is that the brand is so strong that if they say, you know what, we just build less car, the demand for them increases.
Exactly. Well, there was that one quote you showed me, remember? You said Ferrari is always going to build one car less than the demand.
Imagine if Porsche does that, it's like, okay, who cares? I mean, from this simple reasoning, you can already taste, okay, what's the Alpha brand? Porsche is amazing. Also, the financials are very good. It's a good company. But is it really an Alpha? In my opinion, no. Could be a good investment, absolutely. I don't argue with that. At the right price is just okay.
Well, I'm not sure. I don't see Alpha anyway. We'll get into that a whole other time, but yeah.
But I really don't see the Alpha component.
Well, they're an existing company. All respect to Porsche. I'll take a Porsche any day, but I don't know what they're bringing new. A new IPO, but what's the new product? Okay, maybe the electric segment, but it doesn't see. I don't know. I missed the part where they're changing the world.
For me, well, I think you are biased on the idea that companies need to 20x. Because you saw Tesla having the approach, we conquer the world. Most companies don't act like that. Most companies, if they just can achieve that 15-20% growth every year, they're super fine. And I think Porsche is more that kind of company.
Well, good for them. But Arnie, our job as investors, when I said my first interview with Sachin, I said if the 20x exists, it's our job to find it. Not to chase it, but to find it. So good for Porsche and their management and their existing shareholders that they do 15%. But do you think it would make sense for someone to put 15% to invest in Porsche and grow 15% still sounds like a lot. I don't know if they're going to get 15% return a year on Porsche, but are you better off putting your money in Porsche instead of Tesla, Palantir, and maybe some other almost guaranteed winners?
Hard to say almost guaranteed winners.
Yeah, that part's a strong assumption. Yeah.
To deal with that for that much time, knowing that maybe the financials are not that strong, maybe the story doesn't unfold that way. And I'll tell you this. Back in 17, already there were big doubts that the electric would work. On Tesla, there was not much the idea, okay, this company will survive, will do well or not. There was an existential problem. Does this company survive without the entire world shifting to electric? Because if you are the only car doing electric and there is no infrastructure to support your cars, basically you're done. What implicitly happened is that all the world of the legacy automakers going into electric basically created the market for Tesla. Because the moment they created the shift, the mental shift, and they started thinking, okay, there is an infrastructure to be built. Also, new companies started building the infrastructure. They push the advertising on, hey guys, there's the electric version of the 1 Series, there's the electric version of the Mercedes Class A. That actually convalidated the market for Tesla. If that shift didn't happen and Tesla was the sole electric vehicle available, cool, but without infrastructure and without people mentally accept the idea of an electric car, Tesla wouldn't be here right now. Paradoxically, something similar could happen also to Palantir. Because when you are so ahead, you have a product, you have not the recognition that your technology, your product is actually superior. The product is superior, but is not recognized as much. So that's why I say, right now, the risk for Tesla is very little because you have the market validation. Palantir right now is just starting to get the market validation, both from the government. On the government side, I would say the market validation is way stronger. On the commercial side, the fact that we are just receiving right now the Gartner certification, the Forrester certification, IDC coming out with Palantir is leading the US sales for AI enterprise software, AI software ahead of Microsoft, IBM, Azure, Google. It's like, whoa. Someone is validating that there is something good in here. And we are just at the beginning because we know that data is a structural problem for all the companies. We know that companies need to solve data in a way that they can make decisions having data real time. How you make that? With a solution like Palantir. Are the existing solutions good enough to make it? Yeah. Are companies trying to build it? All of them are trying to build a solution that works. It's so difficult, it's so time intensive, money intensive. They try, they fail, and when, as Kostrap said, when all they will fail, then there will be no other solution than, okay, let's give these guys 5 million per year.